All right, good Sunday evening, everybody. How's everybody doing? I got Daryl up here. Uh,
Daryl has done made the rookie mistake.
let's see, we got go karts and going fishing. Hi, Nate. How you doing, buddy? There's Wayne's in here. Kevin's in here. Lisa. Let's see, going down through the list here. Ben's in here. How you doing, Ben? So, yeah, we're live again tonight. If you all missed it, we were live last night about 7:30 ish. I think I started. Just doing a test run from the shop to see if my Acer Chromebook would handle doing a live stream. We had a few glitches, but we got it worked out, and thanks to Mr. Cajun, I was running off Wi-Fi out of the garage, and it wasn't a real strong signal. But thanks to Mr. Cajun, I've learned that you can buy an adapter so I can hardwire my Chromebook into my internet that's out there in the garage. So, yeah, we ordered one of those. It'll be here tomorrow night. So, our next go round out in the shop should go a lot better. And I found out if I shut the lights off that's over my head, it looks a lot better too. So, yeah, we just, we learned a lot out there last night. So, it was just a hangout. Weren't really doing too much anything. Like I said, basically just a test run. So, uh, look forward to seeing some more lives from the shop in the future. So, um, yeah, uh, that's about
Yeah,
all we got done.
I mean, and you got pretty good numbers too, considering nobody, not a lot of people was expecting it last night. I mean, if I hadn't turned
Yeah,
the computer on when I did, I wouldn't have never caught you. But
right. I mean, that I kind of mentioned it last Sunday that I may do one, but I didn't like set it in stone. Didn't make an announcement on the community page or anything like that. Um, I just wanted to do a small test run to see how it would work, see if there was any glitches or anything before we actually did our regular live stream. But yeah, I mean it seemed like it worked out okay after I got the settings all down and um, learned that I was not looking like a or sounding like a computer. You know, but that was all settings on my Chromebook. Um, it's a used one. It's not even refurbished. It's just used. So I've never had a Chromebook before to see how they work, how they operate. The operating system on them. So it was something I was just completely learning. So, but yeah, we got it working pretty good. So like I said, hopefully we can do some more lives from out in the shop. So
Ed, you don't. Does any of them their students from school and stuff? Do they any of those? They have electronics classes and stuff like that.
yeah, they have computer science and stuff like that, but they usually don't make it down my way because like
Mm-hmm.
my way is like manual work, manual labor, not smart people stuff.
Well,
Uh,
I was kind of more talking about like you know actually working with the electronics, making making boards and all that kind of stuff.
they
But
do have a they do have an electronics engineering program where they do. I don't know exactly what all they do. I just know that they do some pretty cool stuff with computers, and I know one year they were working with prosthetics,
Mhm.
um, and just all kinds of stuff. But like I said, again, those students usually don't come and work for you know my department. They get other places on campus that are more suited to their majors and stuff. But I'm pretty good friends with a lot of the guys in the IT department. So usually anytime I have questions and stuff like that, they can pretty much well answer them. It's just, I didn't want to bother them with, trying to help me set this up. So, hey,
Hey,
much stir. So, but, yeah. So, I thought it went fairly well once we got things kind of straightened out. And, another thing I did do today is I actually tracked down the password for my Wi-Fi adapter out in my shop. So, I can actually log into that Wi-Fi uh, out there because it's separate from in my house. Last night I was running off the Wi-Fi in the house, which wasn't a very strong signal. But I did, like I said, I did track down the password for that, and yeah, I was totally wrong trying to enter the password I was using last night to try to log into it. I was way off. So
yeah, those are. I got to get me. I got the wire to run from the house to the shop, but I need a wipe uh, a router to hook up set in the shop,
mhm.
and but I don't want to pay $200 for a new one. So I just got to try to find me an old junk one that I can stick out there to
A-
run the
a-
television. And
I say actually the one I've got out in the shop is a I can't remember what the name of it is, but I don't think I paid more than like $25 or $30 for it off Amazon. Had really good reviews at the time. Of course, it's like 4 years old, but I used the Ethernet over coax adapters,
mm-hmm.
uh, kind of what the Dish Network used to use, because I already had a coax line ran out there. And that works phenomenal. And then I got my router plugged into that, and you know, uh, it it in the past it has always worked good. When I could when I could hardwire it in, hardwire my computer into that uh, network there. But like I said, uh, my Chromebook only has one USB adapter and no Ethernet connection. So Cajun uh, told me about the USB to Ethernet adapter. I ordered one last night while we were actually online, and it'll be here tomorrow. So I'll be able to try that out and see how that works. But today, when I was out there fumbling around and just tinkering, not really doing too much of anything, um, I was trying to find the paperwork for that router, which was underneath the router where I, keep it for like instructions and stuff. So I knew where it was at. And when I pulled that out to look at it to see if there was a way to reset the password, lo and behold, somebody was using his Bean back then and wrote the password, the login and the username and password down on the instructions. Imagine that. So yeah, we I didn't come in the house. It was after I was done mowing. I didn't come in the house to get the laptop to see if I could get it logged in, but um, I know it'll work because I could. The signal was right there last night. I just didn't know what the password was for it because
Yeah,
it's one of them computer generated passwords. It's
yeah.
like 15 syllables or characters long, and it's got like 5 different special characters and numbers and uppercase and lowercase and numbers and da 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 da. So
Well, that's
yeah.
what we had. That's the way, all the stuff that we have. I mean, Delisa's actually got a book over here for all the passwords for each different things because one password won't work for this account and one password won't work for
Yep.
that one. So
I
to pay our bills and all that on what we can and stuff. So
uh That's what I was doing last. Well, I wasn't before I went live last night. That's what I was doing. I was working on junk out in the garage.
Well,
And,
Muster, you come. I got plenty of junk in my garage. You can come work on if you want to.
So, but yeah, looking through the list of people that's in here, I did watch Nate's little short he put up earlier today about the paint mixer. Yeah, that's a pretty good idea. You know, just use a Sawzall and hook your paint can to that and mix it right up. So yeah, I'm kind of stoked about being able to do lives again from the shop. As long as it's not too hot. It gets like muggy out there, and I got to have the fans on to circulate the air. And I know sometimes the camera and the mics pick up the fans, and that annoys people sometimes having that kind of background noise. But you know,
Well,
and maybe next time I'll actually be working on something and go live instead of just sitting there in front of my junk piles. Billy,
you're biting too hard. Quit. She wants to play, but she's biting too hard. She don't realize how hard she's biting me.
she's getting excited. Yeehaw!
She does. She goes plumb crazy if I'm sitting here talking, and she can't, and she don't know what's going on. I mean, I cannot talk on the telephone because she will.
That's because you're not giving her attention.
I had to go in the yard. I had to go in the yard or somewhere if I'm going to talk on the telephone because she goes plumb ape crazy. So
that's because you're not giving her attention.
Well, I'm trying to give her attention as long as she ain't making too much noise. I don't think she's making too much, is she?
No, I can barely hear her. I've got my headphones on. So, but so yeah, I think our next tractor pull is next Sunday, Sunday midday. So hopefully I'll be. Well, I know I'll be home in time to do the live stream.
Yeah, it's
like I said, it's perfectly fine, Mudster. It was basically just a test run to see if everything would work and if I could do it, and the whole system wouldn't crash or anything. I will definitely make a better notice, probably further in advance for the next time I do one from the shop. Especially if it's a different time than my normal Sunday afternoon one. But hey, Renegade, how you doing, bud?
Yeah.
Well, and now especially since I got internet and computer out in the shop, I'll be able to watch Renegade on Friday nights. Well, I'm usually out in the shop doing something, and all I got's my phone. And for some reason, watching live streams or being on live streams on my phone, it will eat the battery quicker than anything else. So,
well, that's the thing about it. If I'm in the shop, if I'm down in the shop, I got the television on. So, so in other words, I'm out there lurking in the backgrounds of all the live streams, but I'm not just. You might not see me commenting, but I'm lurking in the background. I got you on You're actually on the big screen, so.
Well, see, yeah, that's usually what I do. I got my television out there, and that's what it's usually YouTube that's on, and but if I want to participate in somebody's live stream rather than just sit there and watch, I got to use my cell phone, and like I said, for some reason. And it's only YouTube that does it. Well, the clock app does it too. If I watch a lot of videos on there, it'll eat the battery up real quick. But I can watch YouTube videos, and it doesn't. I mean, it'll drop like normal. But there's something about live streams. If I'm like in the chatting, I mean, I can go from like 80% down to 30% within half an hour.
Yeah,
So
this is well. You got kind of. I mean, it gets bandwidth heavy whenever
yeah,
whenever you're live streaming or something other, watching a live stream and all that stuff,
right,
because it's having to go to two different places to get put out. So
right. So hopefully, like I said, now that I got the laptop, that's decent enough, I can get it out there and be prepared. So, but yeah, that's basically all that's going on. That's why I'm giving away free bad advice tonight. So if you need any bad advice, let me know. We can hook you up. It's like when people ask me at work, "Hey, I got a question. I got an answer. Right, wrong, or indifferent. I got an answer for you." You know, and most of the time it's 42. 42 is the answer to all life's questions. They scientifically proven that.
hey, small town.
Hey, Adam, how you doing, bud? So,
Yeah.
but and I found out today I got two different kinds of hornets in my shed where I keep my mower. I got them like aggressive black ones, and then I got the normal brownish or yellow jackets. I guess they are the other ones.
Yeah.
So
I had one on this fence I put up. I put a regular 10-foot bar gate out there. Like pasture gate. In order to get outside,
Hey, Ed.
hey, Kev.
get outside, I got to open
Hey, Kev.
YouTube side there, Kevin.
Hold on. I'm not there.
So, we're getting a little feedback, Kevin. We're getting a little feedback, Kevin.
That's where you have to.
Yeah. That's why I wear headphones.
I did it at first today myself. I'm guilty of it myself. Yeah, I mean, but that's heck. I don't know where I was at, but
Yeah, you gotta mute the YouTube side to be on StreamYard and just let StreamYard play the sound.
whatever. Yeah.
So, but yeah, I'm hard of hearing anyway, so I have to have the volume turned up a little bit more. And I found out that will make it feedback too. So even just on StreamYard. So that's why I wear headphones, if anybody was wondering.
Yeah, that's what I get for having a garage half full of junk, and I couldn't get the Explorer highway in, so I got it sitting out there jacked up and working on the brakes. So in other words, I can't even shut my shop up at night. I don't think there's no strange walkers been around out there. So
if they're strange walking around your shop, Millie probably let you know real quick. I'm sure she would take care of it.
Well, she's pretty good at that, letting us know when there's something going on. But if she comes, she's top dog. If she comes back in, and she's raising Cain at something, fussing at something, we got to get up and go. She comes in, gets us, and we got to go look and see what the heck it was. I mean, whether we see anything or not, and let her know it's okay, because she will bark till we go.
That's how I knew it was time for my dog to cross the Rainbow Bridge. She wouldn't even hear me coming home. For years and years and years, she always met me at the back door. And the last 9 months, 10 months, I noticed more and more, you know, maybe I get in the door and she'd be like coming through the house. But there at the end, I would literally, I could come in the house, set my stuff down, walk into the living room where her bed's at, and then holler, call her name, and then she'd pick her head up and she'd be all happy and, kind of struggle to get up and kind of waddle over to me. And she was having trouble going up and down. There's only 3 steps going down off my back porch before she could go outside. And she stumbled a few times going down the steps to go out in the yard. And then coming back up, she was getting harder and harder for her to get back up the steps. So it was time. Years before that, when she was younger, my nephew and her were in the one house I rented had a linoleum kitchen floor with an island, and they were running around it, and she swung around and her back legs went like that. So, all right, we got Kevin back. Let's see if we're working now. Hi, Kev.
There, does that work better?
Yeah, that's
Much better.
All right.
Much better.
Yeah, I needed the YouTube side.
Yeah. Well, the reason with that YouTube is because we got a delay, so it'll keep looping.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're just hanging out tonight. Oof.
So, are you working on anything special there, Kevin? I see you're out in the garage. So,
Nah, I'm just sitting here relaxing for now.
Kind of like I was last night after I got done working.
Yeah. I had to put a hitch on the back of my 4-wheeler earlier.
yeah,
Get ready to move a trailer and weld a fender up on it.
Yeah,
I got to make a dog box. I mean, every time I crank that son up out there, she's wanting to ride. So she's too big to carry with me. So I might have baked me a dog box on the back of it.
Oh, I thought maybe Delisa was gonna put you out in the yard.
Well, most of the time she does. That's why I go to my shop. See, that was what my first. Hey Jeff, I did pay my admission fee, but yeah, but every place that I've ever lived, I've always before I even got moved in good, first thing I did was always build me a doghouse. Fixed it up the way I wanted it fixed up. That way, if you go to fussing too much, I just go out there to my doghouse and
Yeah.
But that's why I got a television in my garage. So if I'm interested in something, I can go out there and aggravate the neighbors with the loud. If I want to listen to music or something or whatever else, I can turn up the volume on the music. Aggravate them because they don't care about me, so why should I care about them?
Yeah. I got neighbors like that too.
I'm sorry. I was reading Lisa's comment about a brand new puzzle that was sealed in plastic, already missing 5 pieces. That's the challenging part of the puzzle. You can never finish it.
Yep, I have finished a few of them, but
that's one of my mom's big things. She loves doing the puzzles. Every year we get her different size puzzles and everything else. And
what are you
on? So, but yeah, seeing both you guys as dogs. my last dog, she any place I was, she wanted to be, except for when I was actually working in the shop.
That's how mine is.
If I was just out there hanging out, doing whatever, she would be right there with me. But as soon as I fired anything up, picked up tools or anything, nope, she wanted back in the house. She wanted nothing to do with any kind of loud noises or anything like that. The dog I had before that, that dog would sleep through anything. He'd be out there in my old garage with me. I could fire up a welder. I could fire, air hammer, whatever. Nope, wouldn't even bother him.
That's the thing about with Millie. That she would go. My other dogs, most of the other dogs would just go out and start playing in the yard by it or whatever. Mm-hmm. I get out there and get underneath a car where I can't move too much, and that's when she wants to come up, slide under there and start licking at me or something. Just about the time I get starting to get aggravated, she's trying to lick on me, and
that's how
play biting like she was doing, and
that's how my last dog was. I mean, if I was trying to get down, she's thinking I'm getting down to play.
Yeah.
And I the whole time I had her, I never had to put her on any kind of a leash or anything. But if I was out in the garage and it was like summertime, like now, most of the time she'd be right in the shop with me. Like when I was doing a live stream or whatever, she would be right there with me. But as soon as I started making noise, nope, out the door she went. She'd lay outside the shop. But thunder and lightning, loud noises, all that kind of stuff, 4th of July, she wanted nothing to do with that. And I think it was because she was abused before I got her.
Hello,
Kentucky Fried.
Fixes.
What's happening? Yeah, which is really strange because she was a chocolate lab. She's a hunting dog, and she was AKC registered when I got her. And supposedly she was trained to hunt. So I think the guy that had her before me abused her with the loud noises.
Good deal, Renegade. I'd like a company to send me or something like a plasma cutter.
I'll take a plasma cutter. I'll take a TIG welder, either one. Okay, it's a Pilot Arc.
Yeah, well, Millie, yesterday we got out the trucks. So I mean, the way I got the fence done, so I don't have to get out and open the gate every time I come in. I just pulled the fence in and that side of the yard, that's part where I park the cars is open. And she sat there and she seen the baby fawn laying out there up against the fence yesterday evening when I pulled in, and here she goes taking off running after it. I said, I had to do some hard scolding to get her to come back on that one, but she didn't get him. I mean, she could easily took it down, but she went after it. But I was able to get her back before she touched it or got too close to it. So
mine normally goes around back and pesters my chickens. Where she likes staying.
Yeah.
Oh, small time machine shop said he's got a Best Arc one that they sent everyone. Apparently they didn't send it to everyone because I didn't get one. Yeah. I would definitely take a plasma cutter, or
I'd take a TIG machine too. I mean,
yeah. I've been looking at different TIG machines and plasma cutters, and it's amazing. When you look on the internet, they've got some that are like a 10-in-1 machine. Yeah. I think they'll do everything but pop a beer for you. I don't know how good they are, being that multi-use. I can understand, the need for it, because, somebody has a small shop, don't want 10 machines sitting around to do 10 different things. But, uh, you know, I just, I would love, I've got a plasma cutter and everything at work. Uh, I've got a Hobart multi-use machine that has the capability of doing steel TIG. Um, I just, I've never set it up and never used it. Um, I probably should. Um, Arc plasma, they're cutting. Yeah, awesome. I was actually looking at I forget what name it was now. It was one of the cheaper Chinese plasma cutters that's got the built-in air compressor. I like that idea. You know.
Yeah.
I looked at some mini lathes too. Um, I need something bigger. The mini lathes just I don't think will do what I need to do. I know they're good for like hobbyists and soft metals and stuff like that, but some of the stuff that I would want to do on a lathe, I don't think they're you know I don't think they're suitable for that.
Good night,
All right.
Ben.
Good night, Ben. Thanks for stopping in, buddy. I have a great day and get some sleep, and we'll talk to you all next week. Um, they're not much of a lathe. That's what I'm gathering. That's the other thing too, Mudster, that I was looking at. The with the multi-process machines, you know if something goes out in it,
Yeah.
you lose it all. So one of these days, it's on the want list, not the need list for a plasma cutter and a TIG welder. Just because I have access to both of them, it's just not the convenience of having it here. But the other thing I would love to have is a plasma table, CNC plasma table. That would be awesome. But you know, that's another need want thing.
Well, I really and truly don't want no tables because I got too many tables in my shop, and every one of them is places to pile junk. So
True, very true. But uh, there are times that I've wanted to cut some multiple pieces out that I would love to have accuracy with the same piece over and over again that um, end up having to do a lot of grinding or whatever to get everything to match. But like I said, that's on the want list, not the need list. What right now we need floor space. That's what we need.
that's that's what I need, and all I got is junk out there. So
Well, and that's why I want to build that. I guess I ended up. I'm going to go 10 by 12 loft. Um, and like I said, basically it's just for some old pulling tractor parts that I want to put up. I don't want to get rid of them because they're still good parts. I just want to get them up off the floor, out of the way, and you know, uh, just get them to where
I mean,
you know.
I got a bunch of lag screws and other things that we picked up riding down alongside the railroad track. They just throw it overboard, throw it in the creek or something or other. Plate steel and all that, but you can't. You can't take it and throw and scrap it. You can't take it to the scrap yard
Right.
because then it's a federal offense for
Hmm.
for having it. So so I got plenty of that stuff out there. I just got to need projects. I need to actually get out there with projects and start working and changing the looks of it so it don't look like railroad metal.
Hey, Kentucky Fried, it's not hoarding if it's good stuff.
It's always good stuff till it gets in your daggum way.
Right. Right. But
Yeah, or
But yeah.
until your woman starts putting stuff in your garage and taking over.
Yeah.
never happened. Even when my ex was living here, my garage was my garage. She had a shed. She had the house. She had the pool house. You know, the little cabana thing. You know, she had all that spaces to store her stuff, and that's where she kept it. The garage was mine because when we were looking for a house, and that's there was another house that we were looking at that I was more interested in because it had a bigger shop on it, but it didn't have any other outbuildings.
Yeah.
Didn't have a lot of storage. But we ended up settling on this house. I mean, don't get me wrong, this is a nice house. Just the garage is kind of small. The garage doors going in are only 8-foot doors. So I couldn't even get my old Dodge pickup truck in the door. Matter of fact, I dented the gutter the one time backing up because it has a cap on it with a ladder rack, and I backed up a little bit too far and dented the gutter on it. So, yeah, my garage has always been my garage. Now, we did have some camping stuff that was ours that was stored up in the one corner. It is no longer stored there. It's gone. Because,
I got a bunch of wood and stuff like that that's supposed to be going on other projects that I have never got around to fixing, and all that stuff's in my way down there in my shop.
Right.
I mean, but the Lisa's building it's kind of getting it's got to be re-leveled and all that stuff, and then she can start putting the lawnmower and stuff back up there in her building where she had it. But right now it's in my shop, and like I said, I couldn't even cut the grass. I can't cut the grass because I got a yeah, Kentucky Fried. That's what I was talking about last night. I would love to be able to catch to get a 4-post go in my garage out there. I do have the height because I put 10-foot doors in it, so I can, the ceiling is probably about 13 foot or so I could pretty much use a 4-post lift. But
yeah, that I would love to have either a 2-post or a 4-post. I've got 2-post lift at work that I use every day.
The thing about the 2-post with the concrete that I've already got poured down there is not 4-inch thick.
Right.
And if I put a 2-post in, I would have to cut a spot in the floor and dig down and put a whole lot better base to it. So, but a 4-post would be perfect for mine because for what I need and stuff. So,
yeah, but with the way my luck and stuff goes, I have a bad enough time with people saying, "Hey man, can you help me with this?" or "Can you help me with that?" Having a 4-post lift or 2-post lift here, I would never get any of my own stuff done.
Yeah, I that trailer out there is full of junk that I brought from South Carolina. My trailer is.
Mm-hmm.
And then everybody wanted to use it to start move with. Move and blah blah. Then I had a 16-foot trailer flatbed that I could haul. You know, if I haul whatever I wanted to on it, and everybody in the world wanted to use it for a car trailer. So,
Yeah.
I mean, so I went ahead and got rid of that one. But there's days when I wish I still had the flatbed one, but
Renegade, I have plenty of stuff to make videos on. I don't need people, you know, uh, trying to get me to do their work. You know, that's kind of what's nice about, you know, having the one at work. I can use it anytime I want for whatever I need. Uh, it's just, you know, if somebody says, "Hey, man, I want to look at my brakes." Oh man, you know, there's something on the rack at work. I can't do it this weekend. You know,
can we?
uh,
Can I put it up there on the lift to make sure my frame and all still good on it? Or
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I want to see if there's any rust underneath the bottom of it. Or hey, uh I got tie rod ends and something other I need to replace.
Right. You know, and that's usually what happens. Hey man, can we throw that up on? You know, I just want to check the brakes real quick. Sure. Well then, you know, they know the brakes are bad.
Yeah.
Oh man, I don't feel. I don't.
While it's on the lift, let me go. While it's on the lift, I'll run down the park.
All right.
So we're good.
Exactly. You know, let's run and get, you know, can we get brakes and throw them on real quick? Sure. Whoa, your calipers locked up. Oh, let's get a caliper and put on it. Oh, we just blew a brake line. Oh, let's do that, and it ends up being a 8 or 10 hour ordeal.
Yeah, and your lift blocked off all day long. You can't get nothing else on it.
Well, and that's the thing. Anything that I do has to be either in an evening or a weekend. And if it's an evening, I don't care if the thing's not drivable. When I'm done, it will get pushed off that rack and put outside because I can't tie that rack up, you know, for my daily job, you know.
Yeah.
I know how to say no, Lisa. It's just my personality. I can't say, or I very seldom do say no. I'm always, you know, I'm always the one that, you know, the nice guy, I guess, not the asshole.
You know, technically an oil pit is actually just is better than a lift sometimes on some of whatever you're working on.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
yep. So, give me 1 second, guys. I got to run and take care of something real quick. I'll be right back.
All right, we can talk about Ed now. Whoever got some funny stuff to tell on Ed, we'll keep it going that way. He can't hear us right now, so he's out of range. But yeah, that's it. They're Renegade, but it's kind of tough up here in the heat and stuff. Heat or cold. You can't keep it hid forever from somebody. Somebody will see you with a car jacked up in the thing, and oh, can I use your lift? I need to do something underneath it, just whatever, and you end up with a car there for days, sometimes days or weeks or whatever. I've had I mean, back back years ago when I was doing body work and stuff, the Chevrolet place had closed, dealership had closed down, and we took that the guy I was working for, he took over that, he rented that building, and it had about 5 or 6 lifts still, sitting in there. And, in all honesty, there even with all those lifts, we very seldom ever used the lifts in the building. I mean, first off, a lot of them you couldn't trust because you get it up and you get the car up and that sucker want to start coming easing, leaking down, and so we'd mark them off to start with. Don't use these lifts and whatever. But he had a frame machine that we, that if we had to work on something underneath, we'd drive it up on there. That way you had clamps and the jacks and everything else on it where you could just lift the wheels up or whatever else.
See, Renegade says I'm back. I technically never left. I just shut my camera and mic off to hit the bathroom. My headphones are wireless, and I can hear all the way through the other side of the shop, or other side of the house.
So we tried the Renegade.
But yeah, I mean, a lift would be nice, but there's other things that I want first, and that
the main thing I would like to have a 4-post lift for is mainly, is to be able to put a car in there, and then I can drive the 4-wheelers underneath it, put the ATVs underneath it, and then I can back the ATVs and lawnmower out from under it, and still we're able to work on the car. So,
hi, John. Yeah, that is a big benefit of having a 4-post lift. You can set them up
and still have workspace underneath. If you're
right,
if that car's not a, I want to kind of get my red truck out there, kind of back like it, back. I want to build it like I want it built.
Right.
But then it's mostly just for a weekend driver, a weekend ride around thing. It's not going to be a over the road car anymore because you go take it in parking lots after I paint it and all that. Last thing I want to do is take it to a parking lot and get dinged all up and everything else. So,
right.
I mean, so I'm and in order to keep the paint and all that stuff from fading and all that stuff, I'm gonna probably keep it in the shop. So, but I just got to, as long as it'll run, I can back it outside and all that. But in other words, it's gonna be kind of a weekend driver, or might go to a car show or two with it, but other than that, it ain't gonna be. It's not gonna be an everyday driver anymore.
And much to yes, a press brake would be nice, but I'm actually gathering parts to build a press, like a hydraulic press, and be able to make the press brake adapter. Like, I can't. What takes the name of that company? It makes them. There's somebody out there that makes them for like your 20-ton presses and stuff. But yeah, I've got most all the material either gathered up or available to build a nice 20-ton press. I just need to. It'll probably be this one of these winter projects, like like when I built my used oil burner and that kind of stuff. But yeah, I've been looking at like press brakes and how they're made. Swag Off Road, that's it. Yep. I've been talking to the machine shop at work, and he said he can actually make me the finger dies and stuff. So I can do all that. So
that would be nice to have there. small town.
Yeah, I've actually gathered up some 4-inch square tubing. I've got about 25 foot of it, I think, 20 or 25 foot. So I'm going to use that for the uprights. I've got the pins that go through it. I'm still deciding whether I want to use the 4-inch square stock for the crossbar for the press, or if I want to get some channel steel. Either way, I have a source for the channel that I can get. No big deal. It's actually I-beam. I'd have to cut the inside leg of it off, but yeah. And I've been looking at different 20 ton hydraulic jacks to make the press. And yeah, I just, here sometime this fall, I'll actually take the steel up to the shop where I got the cutoff saw and make my cuts and stuff like that. And I'm gonna make mine a little different. I've got a big 20-ton press at work that I've been kind of studying and taking measurements off of. The thing I noticed is the bottom, like 2.5 feet, 3 feet, it never gets used. You never drop that cross beam that far down. It's a kind of a sawhorse type deal thing sitting out here outside my shop. I think I'm going to use that for the base for the legs, and that way I only have to make the uprights like 4 foot long or 5 foot long, and then that'll save me material. So, but yeah, I've got all that, and of course I got the mag drill to drill the holes through the beam to put the pins through to hold the cross plate and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah.
Another thing I'd like to have a gantry crane that, I pour stuff up in the shop, but the metal buildings that my post and all ain't strong enough to hang one up and cross it. So I'd have to have one on wheels so I could roll it around. But
I was gonna say, actually, Harbor Freight sells a really nice one. I don't know what they cost, but I've seen a couple people that have had them and they absolutely love them. It's just they're too big for my shop because my ceilings are only like 9.5 feet tall. That's why I built one for small engine stuff. I just need to redo it a little bit. I actually built it for a different shop than the one I have that had 10-foot ceilings, and I need to lower it so I can get it under my garage door when the garage door's up. It'll go under the garage door motor and stuff and that track, but it won't go under when the door's up. It won't go under the door and it won't go under the tracks. Sometimes whenever I, are right there. So I need to lower it about 6 inches or 7 inches. And yes, I have the stuff to do that. Again, that's just another.
Uh-oh. Ed, John's been sending you nudes?
I guess. I haven't checked my messenger lately.
I got out there and, I'd love to have one for stuff like lifting that bed off of that truck out there.
Mm-hmm.
It was all these so-called friends that you have, whenever you need, whenever they call you up and say, I need you to come over here and help me do this or whatever. They want you right then and there. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I sat out here with the bed cocked on that truck for 3 months, and not the first soul would stop by, would offer to help me set that bed off. So I ended up setting it off by myself. And I ain't as young as I used to be. I mean, and doing that kind of stuff definitely I could tell. So
Hmm. Yeah, and that's exactly why I built a gantry. I actually got this. It's supposed to be a pallet jack or a pallet lift at work. It only lifts like 325 pounds or something like that. It looks like a dolly with forks on it,
mm-hmm.
with a hand crank that lifts up about 4 feet, but it's also got a steel plate. Um, I bought that specifically to do lift golf cart batteries in and out of the golf carts. But I've taken to putting car tires on it, the van tires and the truck tires and stuff like that, and cranking them suckers up and popping them back on because you know I'm getting old and tired. I don't fling them tires and stuff around as much as easy as I used to.
Why couldn't life be worked backwards? You know what you know when you're born. You know what you know, and
Mm-hmm.
your health ain't as good. So as you get, the younger you get, the better your health and everything else gets. I guess when I was a kid, I was just too busy jumping out of haylofts and barns and riding bicycles straight into the lake with doing flips, see how far it throw me out when I come down the hill at the lake and stuff like that. My body went through serious trauma,
Yeah.
and
Uh,
not even considering playing football for football all them years I played when in high, and through high school and all that stuff. So
um, and Renegade makes a good point. Usually, when you quit something that for the better of you, you lose a lot of friends.
yeah,
Well, friends. Um,
yeah, you can.
exactly, Kentucky Fried. Uh, I For years, my old man used to tell us, don't be picking up them heavy luggers like that. Don't be picking up them quarters of beef and stuff like that. You use the machines and stuff we have. And yeah, you know.
And I
So
said that you get down on the ground and changing them big old semi truck tires and stuff like that, and you
oh
just
yeah,
throw them up on the doggone thing and twist them instead of
oh
using
yeah,
leverage bar like normal people would.
hmm.
Heck, I need to lift weight. I need to get my strength up for football anyway. So
Right.
reach in there and just grab the
Oh,
tire and throw it up on.
or load them in the back of the truck to take them to the tire shop or whatever.
Yeah,
Take 8 or 10 of them. Oh, that's too much work to roll it around to the back of the truck and put the tailgate down. We'll just flip them over to the side. You
yeah.
know? Yeah, yeah, yep. Benjamin Buttons. Yep. Uh, exactly, Lisa. Movie like Life like a Benjamin Buttons. Start out, old and grow young.
Yeah.
But because either way, in the end, somebody's going to be changing your diaper and wiping your butt.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. And well, the don't lift with your back thing, yeah. And don't use your hands as a hammer,
Yeah.
like the pound pins and stuff in.
Oh,
Yeah.
I caught myself out there doing that the other night till I went out till I went and found my little 3-inch jack handle that would slide over into my wrench. But I was trying to break bolts loose the other night, and it just my hand
And
my hand hurts a whole lot more now than it used to. Whenever you,
I actually have a piece of pipe in my roller cart with a piece of tape around the handle that is that fits nice and snugly over my half-inch breaker bar that I use like when I'm breaking caliper mounts and stuff like that loose when you
mm-hmm.
can't get the impact in there. Yeah, and it stays in my roller box. It's about 3 foot. Like I said, it's about 3 foot long.
Well,
And
I got a jackhammer that's just right length. You know, the one half of the jackhammer of a floor jackhammer.
Yeah.
It's just right. It's just right. It don't flop around too much on the end of the ratchet, and it gives you just, you know, it gives you enough to have the pull on it. But
well, see, I've got mine's a Napa breaker bar. It's about 1.5 feet or so long, but it's a piece of, I think it's 1/2 inch black iron pipe, fits nice and snugly right over it. So yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, Nate, you're way late. We're actually late. It's actually been an hour. So, oh yeah, had lots of fun doing that stuff, Kentucky Fried at the time.
Yeah.
You know who can flip the most tires the quickest, and who can rotate the tires on a semi the quickest, who can change break them down and change the tire and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was great at the time. Now, if you would hand me them tools and say, "Hey, I need that tire changed," I look at you and say, "You're nuts. We're taking it to the tire shop."
But I mean, I'm sitting here watching the guy lift these 1 ton truck with tires and just picking them up and throwing them up on the lift and stuff. Mm-hmm. And I'm sitting here looking at him saying, nope, I ain't gonna attempt that nowadays. But
nope.
I mean, but
so yeah. All right, y'all. We have reached our hour. We're gonna call it a day. Appreciate y'all coming in, hanging out, and we will catch you all next week, 7 p.m. Sunday evening. If we decide to go any other time or anything, I'll post it on the community tab or make a little short video of it, letting everybody know that we'll change the date and time. But
and make one little announcement too is I may start back to doing my live streams again sometime soon too. So
awesome.
But I got frustrated being on that certain schedule all the time. So it just
So all right, y'all. We are out. So have a good evening. Have a good week. We'll see you next week.